Hey guys, welcome back to the Better Project. On this episode, we talk to Tyler Sutton. We discuss his upbringing and also his struggles with mental health. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Also, this episode is sponsored by PBM Air. For all your air conditioning needs, contact us today via our Facebook page, which is just PBM Air, or call us on 02 47 54 3981. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Do you want to quickly introduce yourself and your upbringing and all that?
Yeah, well, you know me as Sutto, I guess. Tyler Sutton. Grew up Penrith all my life, actually. Born at Nepean Hospital, grew up in every other suburb around. So, yeah.
What was it like growing up?
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I'm not saying we had it bad either. I mean, mum made sure we always had food on the table and everything like that. She worked her ass off. It was like mum raised four boys in housing commission in Cranebrook, and we'd go to school. She'd work all day, all night, and so we'd always, like, growing up. The way it was me and my two older brothers, and we would go to school, and then we'd go to my nan's house. She lived across the road, and we'd go there for a couple of hours. They'd feed us. Nan never let us watch TV as well, which actually sucked. So as soon as 6 o'clock came on, we'd go and we'd try and watch The Simpsons, turn the news on, and then we'd come home, have dinner. It was pretty tough. No dad in the picture either, so that was a bit challenging, to say the least.
Did he, do you know your dad?
Yeah. So dad was quite abusive towards mum, physically, emotionally. I was born 3 months early, so I was born at 6 months or 28 weeks, with a few issues, and like obviously had a few issues when I was born because I wasn't ready to come out. No, dad turned around and said, "I don't want a kid with problems," and sort of just like hit the road and sort of just left, which was tough. Definitely, yeah. I guess shaped a lot of how I am today and who I am today. So
how did that affect you growing up without having a father figure?
Yeah, it was really it was definitely challenging. I mean, we for the first 7 years before my mum got together with now her husband, it was just me, mum, and my two older brothers, and it was just I can see how it affected me now, but growing up, it was just the normal. Like, it wasn't like, and I understood that some kids had a mum and a dad, some kids had one mum, some kids had one dad, some kids had none. Like, growing up, it's just like you get that, like, you understand that, and I never questioned it. I was always, I think, looking back at it now, I'm extremely grateful for what my mother did, how my mother worked to make sure no matter what, I guess, father in the picture or not in the picture, we'd always have food on the table. We'd always have clothes on our back. If we needed new shoes for school, we'd always get them. It was like we never went without. So it affected me a lot, I guess, in terms of mental health and stuff like that. Like, I've had a few dips with mental health, and I can sit there and I can probably, it's easy to blame what happened to me as a kid, but looking back at it now, I probably shouldn't. But yeah, definitely not the best.
Yeah. So now that you're older, have you tried to connect with your father or not really?
I tried, yeah. So growing up, I think it was like the first maybe like 6 years, I had no contact with him. And he went to jail for obviously what he did for my mum, and then came out, and he started, I guess, another family. So the way my family works with my dad, I've got two older brothers on my dad's side, then there's me, then there's 3 younger brothers and a sister. Yeah. I've tried over the years to connect, and I actually spoke to him the other month. I saw him. I was working, and I bumped into him. But it's just like I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and it's like I can only try so much before it just doesn't work. And yeah.
Fuck, that would hurt, trying to reconnect and then him kind of not really wanting anything to do with you.
It's funny. When I ran into him, I actually ran like so I'm a salesman, but and I ran into I was at his place, and are we allowed to swear on here? Like, is that? Yeah, okay, cool. So he was asleep on the couch, and I walked in, and I woke him up, and my youngest brother was there, and he goes, and my dad's like, say hi to your brother. And my brother turned me around and said, I don't know who the fuck that is. That's not my brother. And like that hurt. Like my younger brothers, my two younger brothers know who I am. But the youngest has no idea. And for him to turn around and say that, it was definitely tough. Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with his other kids?
Touch go, I think. On my 2 older brothers, definitely. I've sort of tried to stay in touch with, but then again, that's a bit how you're going as well. Like they've got kids I've never met. Like they've started families. One's up in Queensland, one's down the road in Mountie. They've got kids and they haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a difficult situation, eh?
It's weird, but I guess it's a 2-way street as well. I mean, I've tried, and last time I saw them was at my brother's baby shower. Gender reveal, whatever they are now. And yeah, that was it. Now the kid's like 2, so what can you do?
So you touched on going through mental health. When did that all start for you, your issues?
Geez. I guess I've always had it. I was born with Asperger's. Very high functioning though, so I can. It only really affected my learning so much. But like I guess certain behaviors growing up that I've always had a lot of rage. So Mum always tells this story about when I was playing outside with these kids, and we're living in Kingswood at the time. I was playing outside with these kids, and I got really, really mad. And Mum had to physically, Mum had to pick me up, take me in the house, and pin me down until I stopped until I was not mad anymore. So I can't remember what happened, but something happened with one of the kids, and I kept saying I was going to kill him. And yeah, as you do as a kid. So I've always had, I guess, a lot of underlying rage that I've tried to, I guess, hide from a lot of people, hide from, like, for example, like when we hang out with the boys and stuff like that, like something will piss me off and I'll just I'll just try and
you're very happy and outgoing.
Yeah, I try to sweep a lot of things under the rug.
So you think that's a mask for what's underneath?
Yeah, I think not so much a mask. I think it's just a coping mechanism. I think especially when it comes to men's mental health as well, it's something that we're so easy, especially when we're at our mates. It's so hard for us to talk about why we're so upset, why we're so, disconnected. We always have to put on a front. So it's like, it's a coping mechanism, no matter what. So I'll tell you a story when we're at the academy, actually. Not many boys know this, but we're about, I think it was in September. So we're almost at the end of the course. And we went in on the Monday. The day before that, on the Sunday, my nan passed away.
Yeah.
She passed away and that was probably one of the hardest times I've had to be, I've ever gone through. And Mum was like, if you need to take the day off the academy, you can. And I was like, no, and I didn't. And I got in there early. I told Nath, I said, look, Nath, I might need to go to a funeral this week. My nan's passed away. He was, okay, you're right. Like, you need to go home. I said, no, I was fine. And like, no different. Like, I trained, studied, and, I sort of swept that under the rug. And that was probably one of the hardest times of my life. And no one really, I guess saw it. So, yeah.
So you've had suicidal attempts?
Yeah. Jesus, I was thinking about it last night actually because we touched on it earlier in the week. So my first attempt, I was in year 12. I was going through a really bad breakup at the time. I dated this girl for about 2.5 years, and like that was like my first like love, and it was all that gay, all that stuff, all that stuff. And she left, and yeah, I just tried to hang myself, and that obviously didn't work because I'm here today. So and then fast forward 3 yees. Again, oddly enough, another breakup. You see, starting to see the pattern here.
Yeah.
Starting to see the pattern here. I tried to OD. That one was a little tougher. I ended up in the hospital. My liver was shutting down. They had to drain my liver. Then they had to take me to the psych ward at Nepean. I was there for about 2 days. Just on suicide watch, like it's a mandatory thing. That's a real eye opener, I think, going to a place like that, and yeah, it's
How did
definitely
that affect
something
you?
It's definitely made me appreciate a lot more the things in my life. So I can look back at it now. And I was with a mate last night. I was at the pub, and I had a bit of a mental, I guess, a psychotic break last year, and I was admitted to the psych ward again. Jeez, they love me there. Sorry. And my mate bailed me out. And he took me to the pub, and we were there for a little bit, had a few drinks. I lived with him for a little while. It's definitely made me appreciate a lot more things in my life. Friends, family, especially family. I think that's a really big driving force for me mentally. My family, my mum has done absolutely everything under the sun for me, and she will continue to do everything under the sun. And I appreciate that so much. My brothers always seem to keep me in line. The first time I attempted suicide, I moved up the coast for a while. I don't know if you remember that. I was living at the entrance. I moved up there with my brother, and he sort of took me in, got me a job, sort of tried to get me on the right track. But yeah, it's just made me really appreciate everyone around me, and everyone coming into my life now, and everyone that's been there since day dot.
How did that affect your family? Like, what was your mum's reaction when she, say, came to hospital?
That was tough. That one. She just cried and cried and cried, and I've never really like I've seen my mum cry, but that was like heartbreak. So the way I put that is like when I lost my nan, I saw my mum break, and then when I was in that hospital bed, she broke again, and it was definitely something that I definitely don't want to see her go through again. That's for sure.
So that really hit home for you and made you kind of want to make a change in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. So for that, and one of my nieces came down as well, and my nieces are just everything to me. Like they are. I've got 2 more on the way, actually. Yeah, how good's that? I've got 2 more on the way, which is exciting. I don't have any kids, but I don't want any anytime soon. But no, my nieces are absolutely everything to me as well. So when my eldest niece came and she gave me a hug, that really sort of whip him in line, whip him in shape. So yeah.
So once you got out of hospital, like what did you do to get back on track? And who helped you?
Yeah, so the first time I moved straight up the coast. So I moved up to the coast. That was about December 30. December 30 was I guess I just had a real mental breakdown. I was drinking a lot. My best one, Lockie, moved up with me as well. Yeah. Big shout out to him. He's done so much for me over the years as well. So he moved up with me, and we were out one night, and we went back home, and we're just drinking. And some girls were like, "Oh, can we come over and drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, sweet." And they drank all our drinks, and they just jetted. And I was like, "No, fuck!" Like I was pissed. Like I was fuming. I was like, "I'm gonna find these chicks, reimburse us for like somewhere, just give us $10, $20. I don't care. Like I paid for the drinks, you didn't." And that with a group of guys, and they tried to fight me. And there was about 6 of them, and they chased me down the main street on the at the entrance, and they stomped my head in. And I whatever, like I ended up in hospital that night, but it was just full of rage. And that was 2 days coming out of the psych ward, back in hospital, back out, and then my brother got me a job where he was working. I was building frames and trusses, which I already knew what to do, which was good. And then I sort of worked my ass off there. And just sort of kept my head down. I didn't know anyone up there, which was probably a blessing in disguise, because if I knew people up there, I'd probably get into a bit more trouble. But no, I just kept my head down and just sort of like go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, and that was it.
Yeah, so you moved back to Penrith, and then was that back with your mum, or?
Yeah, so that was back with mum originally. So I moved back down. I had a bit of a drinking problem up there, and I had a bit of a drug problem up there as well. And it was like I woke up in Goulburn. In about 6 in the morning. I was woken up by police officers. And they're like, "Yo, you're all right." And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you know where you are?" I was like, "No." They're like, "You're in Goulburn." I was like, "Shit." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I had a lot of drugs that night, and like that was the point. I was like, "No." I was like, I'm appreciative for what my brother did, but I need to move back down home, and I need to sort of get going with my life. So I moved back down with mum for a couple of months. Started dating Piper, and then moved in with her for a little bit. That ended. Moved out. Went to the psych ward. Mate bailed me out. And then, I'm here now.
So girls seem to be your trigger, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I've come to terms with it. I think I try to blame it. So I dated this girl in I think we started in like year 10. Her name was Tori. And like I said, like that was the girl, like that was my first love, like first, she was incredible. And I think I got really overprotective, for me. And I've come to terms with how I am and how I've been in relationships in the past. I've been quite abusive, but not physically or anything, just emotionally. I've been quite abusive. And for me, I've come to terms with the fact that I need, like, in a relationship, I'm quite possessive. I'm quite like overprotective in that sense. Like,
you're fearful of losing them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I sort of take that too far stages as well. Like it's too much sometimes as well. I think I put that down to me. I used to, as a kid, like when Tori broke up with me, I blamed my dad so much. I was like, I tried so hard not to be my dad, but now I'm realizing that it's not. I can't blame my dad for what happened in the past. I can't. Like, it's just me. Like, it's me. I need to fix that. Like, whatever happened in the past, I can sit there. I can say I blame him. I've tried so hard not to be like him, and in turn, funnily enough, I've been like him before. But I don't blame. I'm taking my own responsibility for that. I accept that. I know how I've been in past relationships. Yeah.
You're in a new relationship now. What changes have you made?
Really, I'm just more accepting. I think I'm definitely a lot more laid back now. After Piper, I sort of just took some time to do my own thing, meet girls on Tinder, whatever, blah blah blah. And I'm just like I'm definitely more accepting now. I'm more like should be like, oh, I'm going out, all right, whatever, go, okay. I'm just gonna stay home and play 2K. Or it's like, oh hey, can we just like I don't know, chill for tonight? Yeah, sweet, okay, whatever. Like and just more like definitely more accepting, which has helped me a lot. Not just in relationships, but just in general, it's helped me a lot. Just like being a lot more relaxed and yeah.
How long you been dating your new girlfriend for?
She'll say this. Technically, we're not dating. I've been seeing her since this. Yeah, it's one of those things. Since December. Yeah, so 7 months.
Are you gonna ask her to date you or what?
We tried that. We tried the whole dating thing, and it didn't work. I think we're still too. And we actually spoke about this like 10 minutes before I jumped on this podcast. We're too young to sort of like settle down. So we're just playing it by ear, really, just like enjoying ourselves. She'll come over on the weekend. She lives in Cogra Bay. She'll get a train over here and we'll just hang out and chill.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you need time to kind of work on yourself as well.
Yeah, 100%. Big thing for me in the last 18 months has been a lot of self progression and just working on myself, little things I can improve daily. It's definitely been a big thing. Yeah.
How you been working on yourself?
I think work has actually been a big thing for me. So I'm a salesman, and my company's been great. It's just like we're always talking about. We've got a saying it's progression, not perfection. So as long as you're progressing daily, in anything you're doing, you're moving forward. For me, it's like I'll take steps. So I've read 3 books. I don't read. Actually, like audiobook, I should say. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yep.
Kevin Hart's I Can't Make This Shit Up. I can't remember what the other book was, but I think just a lot of like self-reflection daily as well. So like I'll come home from work and I'll be like, all right, shit, what could I have done better at work to improve my day? What could I have done better emotionally to improve my day? And how can I fix that for tomorrow? So like it's definitely something that's not fixed overnight or anything like that. It's a daily thing. And it's just little things really.
Do you still have problems with your mental health, like relapses sometimes, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on antidepressants at the moment, and they sort of just like a lot of people are like, oh, you take antidepressants, like you're depressed, like you take them, you're not going to be sad. Like that's not what it is. It's like for me, my antidepressants sort of just numb me, like they sort of numb. Like I just don't feel anything. I still have relapses here and there, but I think one thing I've learned to do is just catch myself thinking. So if I'm in a shit mindset, it's like, all right, shit, you're in a shit mindset, accept that. Why are you in a shit mind state and what can you do to get out of it? Rather than a lot of like, I guess blokes these days are like, they like to deny it a lot. And I find denial one thing that definitely doesn't help. You really need to accept how you feel, and you really need to pull yourself up on every single little emotion you are feeling. I think that's something that's really helped me a lot progress. I still have relapses here and there. Like I think I did like yesterday probably wasn't a standout day for me. But yeah, I'm improving, I'm learning, and I'm pushing forward.
So why do you think it's so hard for males to kind of talk about their feelings?
It's definitely a societal thing, I think. So it's something that over the years men have been made out to be the tough gender or whatever it is, and I think they've really like, all right, cool, I'm tough. Like I don't talk about my feelings because that's what girls do. You know, I don't want to open up because I might get bullied. I might, it might not be taken as seriously. I think something that really needs to be broken down. And I really, really think people need to start opening up in general, not so much even like with emotion, but like everything, like opening up. So like Penrith have that Penrith men's walk and talk.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I haven't been yet, but I think that's a great step forward. But I think, if I guess not even if you know mates that have mental health issues, but like even just checking up on mates and being like, hey bro, how are you?
Yeah.
Like that can make someone's day. And if like they're comfortable with you, like, oh yeah, I'm not dealing with it well today. And it's like, cool, do you want to chat about it? It's like you don't even have to like give advice, you just listen, bro. Like my best conversations, mental health speaking, have come from me just talking.
Yeah.
And like, people just sit down and listen and like, I'm not really sure what to say. It's like, bro, don't say anything. Don't say anything. I just want to vent. I just want to let it out. I want to get it off my chest. Yeah, I think it's hard for men to do that these days, but I think we're taking little steps forward to improving that, which is good.
Are the people you're living with now, are you able to open up to them or?
Yeah, absolutely. So I live with my boss at the moment. And yeah, he's sort of been through similar sort of thing with mental health. So we sort of understand each other quite well. But the people I was living with before, as well, two of my mates, one of my mates I've known for 18 odd years, they go through it too, and they're just very like, it's just been like where I've been in the last like 3 houses I've lived, I felt comfortable to open up about that stuff. I felt, if like I had a bad day, I can go to them and I'd be like, yo, I've had a bad day. Like, can we just sit down, like have a smoke, have a chat, have a beer, whatever? Can we just like chill? I'm like, yeah, cool, we'll do that. So I've been comfortable, and that's really helped me as well. Moving forward, not just me personally, but everyone around me has helped me move forward as well, and made it. I now know that it's okay to speak up and speak out. So yeah. It's definitely good environment.
So knowing what you kind of know now, what would you do differently?
I actually think about this a lot. It keeps me up at night. I've had trouble sleeping the past couple of days. It's funny because if you go back, so for example, if I went back to my first relationship with Tori and I changed, and I knew what I knew now and I changed that, what I knew now I wouldn't know because it changes everything in between.
Yeah.
I would dare say I would want to be more open from a younger age, and definitely more accepting from a younger age. I think that's something that's really helped me. I've been through countless amount of counselors and I've just rejected every single one of them. I think opening up and, finding a safe space at a younger age definitely would have helped me grow more as a person.
Do you still hold on to like rage inside, or you more accepting and, more at peace with yourself now?
I'm definitely more at peace. I still have my moments of rage, but they're few and far between now. And I know there'll come a point where I might relapse, and I'm definitely more accepting, definitely more at peace with myself. Like I know I denied it for so long, the rage and everything like that. But I think now I know it's a part of me. It's sort of just like died down a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely more relaxed now. Like whatever. I'm definitely a lot more chill now. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be in a more happier state. How's work going? So sales it is?
Yeah. So I'm at face-to-face marketing. It's good. It's taught me a lot. That's actually really opened me up as well, because I'd like door knock. I do that. I'm over the phones. I'm in shopping centers. So yeah, definitely talking to a lot of people, especially from a lot of different cultures, different religions, for example, is really something that's opened me up. And it's like, okay, cool. Like say, like a lot of people have like stereotypes of like Asians, for example, or like the Muslim faith, or people like that, and it's just like they're just like us, bro. It's just like you just got to like accept that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's definitely helped me a lot more. Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
You must be good at it. I've seen you like getting salesman of the month or whatever it is, promotions.
Yeah. So I got a promotion the other month. Then COVID happened, so we were in a bit of a hole there. Came back on phones. Top salesman last week. Looking to start my own team in the next month. So from that, I'll get a couple of people to train and then train up and keep going up the ladder.
Wow, that's heaps good, man. So what is it you sell?
So we do like ongoing donations for charities. So we will like work with say Cancer, for example. We try and get people to sign up and like give ongoing donations to help people in the area that are going like cancer, for example. Yeah.
That'd be awesome, like working for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely like you're not like say like working for like a solar company or like anything like that. Like the work I do, I'm happy that I do it because I know that it's benefiting other people because I've seen it work. I've been through those systems. For example, we work with Bonatos. I'm not sure if you know who Bonatos are. It's like foster care and like kids that like are like really tough upbringing. I've had first-hand experience with Bonatos as a kid. That's where Dad would take me every second weekend whenever he had me or whatever. He'd take me down to Bonatos and go off and not deal with me. So yeah. I've seen the systems work and everything like that, especially when I was teaching as well. I've seen the systems work. So yeah, it's really good knowing that I'm doing it for a good cause and I'm helping people, not just myself.
Yeah, it'd be a huge sense of belonging as well.
Absolutely. I love it. And just like chatting shit with people as well. Like even if I don't sign them up, I'll just walk up to someone's house and just chat shit with them for a little bit. It's just
You can
fun.
make their day as well sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can make mine as well. I was on the phone yesterday and I spoke to one chick up in Queensland and I was having a bit of a tough day, but she was really like, how are you going and stuff like that, and like really just wanting to talk. So that's like little things like that can make someone's day. It doesn't have to be a big thing.
Yeah. So what do you think's been your biggest achievement thus far in life?
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Definitely one of the biggest ones was finishing school, I think. But not even finishing school. So I'm the first one in my family to finish school and then continue study. So even like FC11, for example, was a big achievement for me. Geez, I'm not sure. If I look back, probably winning a football comp. It's definitely one of the best ones after 3 years of not winning it. It's finally winning it. Yeah, no, probably just like study wise, I think it's been pretty cool for me. Pretty good achievement. I wasn't too bad at the course, so Yeah.
What goals do you have for life at the moment?
At the moment, it's honestly all just business goals. I don't really have any personal goals. I want to go to Singapore next year sometime. But other than that, it's just been all business goals. So get my team in the next couple of months, growing my team, growing a business, running a business, running an office. It's all just been business. Like for me, I'm not big on like personal goals. So I'm like, oh, I want to go out and do this and do this and do this. Like I'm very content now with where I am and what the things I've got and stuff like that. So for me, it's just I've been able to focus on my business moving forward. Yeah, I think that's just the biggest goal I've got right now is starting my business.
Have you ever thought about, say, 5 years' time where you would like to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I goal set every day. I'm in the office early and I'm goal setting. 5 years from now, I want to be in Melbourne. I want to have my own company, doing the same stuff I do now. I want to put a down payment on a house. Go get my license. It's something I haven't done. Yeah. Go get my license and yeah. I think 5 years time I'll be down in Melbourne. I'll be running my own business, living in my own house. Hopefully have a family. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm pumped. Can't wait.
Sounds good, man. So lastly,
Pretty focused, man.
what piece of advice would you give to someone that's dealing with mental health issues?
I think just talk. I think that's the biggest thing. Like for me, I think just like it doesn't matter. Like the thing is with blokes is like if I went to any bloke and I was like, yo, I've got a bit of like not feeling great today. Can we just have a chat? Blokes will be like, yeah, like let's have a chat. Like there's no, you're a wimp. There's no, just suck it up. There's none of that. Like like just go have a chat. It doesn't matter who it's with. It doesn't matter if they give you advice or not. Just go have a chat, man. Like go have a beer, have a chat. Really open up. Find someone you can trust and just talk about how you're feeling. I think and it's not so much they may or may not give you advice, but the fact that you're getting it off your chest and off your shoulders, it's 10 times easier. It makes your life so much easier because you don't have the burden of holding it in anymore. Like, just go and have a chat, man. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest advice. Like, if anyone wants to have a chat, or just hit me up. I don't care. Like, drop my social medias or whatever. I don't care. Like, if anyone's in trouble, bro, like, I've been through it all. Like, hit me up. Like, I will take time out of my day to sit and listen. I'll come have a beer with you. I don't care. Like, doesn't bother me. Just like talking about it's a massive stepping stone, and it's the first stepping stone that a lot of people need to take. So just have a chat, man.
So for all the listeners out there, if you ever need to talk to someone, Tyler's inbox is open. My inbox is always open.
100%.
Mental health is a serious issue and you should really talk about it. Don't hold it all in.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks for coming on, man. Wow, this is like a new side to you that I haven't seen before. And,
No, it's been good, man. Yeah, I've definitely opened up. I'll chat to anyone about anything now. I'm an open book. Like, ask me anything. I'm sweet. No, thanks for having me, man. I've been really. I love your podcast. You got Ice on. You got Rabsy on too, which is good to see. Jonesy. No, it's been good, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving the journey.
Thanks, man. Well, we'll go catch up soon, man.
Yeah, bro. 100%. We'll get the boys together.
Yeah, another catch up will be good.
Yeah, bro. Sweet. See you later, bro.
Right. Cheers, bro.
Take care of yourself, bro. Later.
You too. Bye.